Welcome back, folks. It's all but official. I guess the fat lady hasn't sung yet, but she will. Crooked Hillary versus the Teflon Don. Trump calls on Hillary to return millions in donations from Saudi Arabia and other Middle Eastern regimes. Russia claims it's hacked into Clinton's server and threatens to release the email she obviously did not want to be made public. It seems like Russia and Putin are on Trump's side. Have you noticed that? And why would that be?
Well, I think Putin wants a situation where he can negotiate, where he has somebody that he knows he isn't going to get away with what he got away with our present president. So consequently, I don't think Putin wants war. I don't think Putin is looking to confrontation, but he wants to deal. And I think he looks at Trump as a guy who knows how to deal, and they'll make a deal. That's
And
all.
you can't deal with Hillary?
Oh, are you kidding? I mean,
I'm looking at it from Putin's point of view.
no, he feels that with Hillary, another unknown can, if you get two dealers at the table and they may not be the most honest guys in the world, but they know the other guy is just as smart as they are, they'll make a deal and stick with it, because if they don't stick with it, the guy that they're trying to pull a fast one on will get at them.
Have you ever seen anybody get under another person's skin harder, deeper, faster than Donald Trump? Look what he's done to Obama and Clinton in the past couple of weeks. I've never seen them react the way they've been reacting lately.
You mean in this country?
They've never been pushed to the brink like they are right now.
No, because,
Obama's become unhinged over this.
Well, because for the first time somebody's called the shots. I mean, you got with George Soros' money behind Obama, he could do whatever he want financially, and he could pull the wool over the eyes of anybody and make them say, "Oh, I have." When we had that terrible month of only 38,000 jobs, he says, "Oh, I've created 14.5 million jobs." And most people today are not well educated as far as what's going on. So they'll say, gee, if the president says it, I guess it must be okay.
Well, he did, but he didn't tell you that 94 million Americans are not working.
No.
So if you create 14 million jobs, that's one thing.
Back again to the fact that that's what I'm very much into now, into economic analysis. And they say 4.7 unemployed. You know where that comes from? It's people that go to the unemployment office and says, I don't work anymore. But all the 94 million who can get all other kind of goodies, they don't even have to bother going to the unemployment office. They just...
How big of a deal do you think it's going to be for Donald Trump to continue to go down the road of, okay, Hillary, you've gotten $25 million from Saudi Arabia. You've gotten tens of millions of dollars from Qatar, from UAE, from all these other countries that hate gays, hate dogs, hate Christians, hate their own Muslims that aren't their own faith or their own sect. Give all that money back. How about the Clinton Foundation taking money from the uranium deal in Russia? All these different shady deals that are going on. He's going to bring it up, I believe.
Well, of course it's going to be brought up. But the point is that that's not the issue. The issue is that the Clintons and people like them don't have any respect for the American people. They know they can pull the wool over their eyes, and they
with an accomplished
well, and
media.
also with guys like Paul Ryan, who's a smart young guy, but not too strong, and he figures, we conned the legislature, the representatives that were elected. They when was it, in 2010? Then when they got the Senate, and what have they done? They've kept open the doors. We've destroyed our military capability by sequestration, where the money that was saved, $250, $300 billion a year, was taken right off the back of the military. We have the smallest Navy we've had since not the beginning of the Second War, but the beginning of the First War. You ask anybody and they say, well, gee, for 2 years we went down from a $500 or $750 billion deficit to a $250 billion deficit. Well, 90% of it came off the back of the military. And nobody has been told that. And part of that is people today, for some reason, are less knowledgeable about things in general than I ever recall.
And let's put it
being.
into personal terms. I spent $50,000 on my credit card last year. I only spent $20,000 on my credit card this year. So I actually saved $30,000. That's the basic mentality and the math that the U.S. government uses.
Well, the U.S. government.
And I've cut my deficit spending in more than half.
But the point is, they understand the nature of the 325 million people making up the United States, and they feel that most of them don't need to be that smart. They don't have. There's no element today. There's no leadership. Trump, whether you like him or don't like him, is a unique type of situation where he is coming on like gangbusters, and that's what scares him.
Russia claims that it's hacked into the Democrat National Committee's computers. Mm-hmm. They've cracked into Hillary's computers, and they're threatening through WikiLeaks to release some of the emails that will show specifically that Hillary Clinton not only knew she had classified information, but implicitly broke the law. That tells me that they do want Donald Trump, which kind of puzzles me. I'm not sure why they even care one way or the other.
You asked me that before, and I can tell you that the point is they feel that there will be areas of influence that Russia will be able to maintain. We're not going to try to take back the Crimea for the Ukraine. And you know, two guys who themselves are dictators probably get along better than one guy who considers himself a great Democrat and the other guy who's a dictator. I think the problem between Putin and Obama is not only don't they trust each other, but Putin feels he could get away with anything. And nothing would happen. Look what's happened in the Middle East.
He has no respect for Obama.
Well,
either.
then no. But look what's happened in the Middle East. Who is in control today as far as what outside influence? It's the Russian influence. Russians have done something they've never done even in the days of the czars. They've got 2 naval ports in Syria today that have been given to them by the Syrian government. Sure, they like Assad because he gives them what they want. We don't like Assad because he's gone along with the Russians.
Well, and the other side of that is if you get rid of Assad, you're going to have the same thing you did in Libya and the same thing you had in Egypt, only at least Egypt,
No, I don't
we
think
got
so.
lucky.
I think what you got now, you got the Russo-Iranian alliance.
Well, I'm saying that if Assad was kicked out 2-3 years ago when they were trying to
at
remove
that
him,
time, yeah.
you would have had a ISIS, Al-Qaeda,
You would have
Al
had
Nusra.
anarchy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, but what you
Just
got,
like Gaddafi said, you get rid of me and you're going to have the worst possible elements you ever imagined.
listen, the only country that came out of this smelling like a rose was Egypt.
God bless General Assisi. That's
Oh,
all
my
I can
God.
say.
That's amazing.
That is
Well, you know
amazing.
where he was trained, don't you? Here in the
I
United
was going to
States.
say, God, had to be here.
You know who he talks to 3 or 4 times a week?
Abadan.
No, Bibi Netanyahu. They get along just fine.
Who, by the way, Hillary Clinton's operatives are trying to get Netanyahu's government toppled right now too. But that's another story for another day.